The Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show.
Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked. And they're going to give this one to Iriafen.
Angel Reese just got straight up embarrassed on live television, and no amount of double-doubles can cover up what just happened. The Chicago Sky rolled into DC, hoping for a bounce-back game, but instead, they got cooked, flambéed, by a team led by two fearless rookies. The Washington Mystics didn't just beat them, they clowned them. And at the center of this humiliation, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie herself, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese was graduating from pretend basketball player to make-believe basketball player, the level where it's almost believable that Angel Reese is a basketball player. Just when I thought Angel Reese would pull through in the clutch and do America a favor.
She dropped her usual 22 points and 13 boards. But it didn't matter, because while Reese was padding the stat sheet, the Mystics were putting her team in a blender. The Sky didn't just lose, they got exposed. And for Reese, this wasn't just a loss, it was a full-blown reality check. She's no Caitlin Clark, not even close. 103-86, that's the final score. But numbers barely tell the story of what went down. This was domination from start to finish. The Mystics, led by rookie sensations Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen, were on fire. Citron torched the Sky for a career-high 28 points, while Iriafen added 22 points and 10 rebounds. You know what makes that sting even more? Those two rookies made WNBA history. The first time two Mystics rookies scored 20-plus in the same game. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, Chicago's so-called star, was helpless as her team got outclassed on both ends. She played 28 minutes, and in those 28 minutes, the Sky were outscored, out-hustled, and outsmarted. Her box score might impress casual fans, but anyone who watched that game knows her presence did not make her team better. Let's break it down. Reese shot 6 for 16 from the field. That's just 37%. Yes, she made it to the line 11 times and converted 10, but that's not going to matter when your defense is getting lit up like Times Square on New Year's. Washington racked up 52 points in the paint. That's not a typo. 52. And Angel Reese? She was supposed to be the one guarding the paint, the one enforcing down low. Instead, she looked like a revolving door on defense.
Sykes running the floor, drop off, cross court, Olsen. Yes, beautiful.
Even Mystics' big Shakira Austin got in on the action. She spun right past Reese for a bucket and hit her with the coldest gesture in basketball, the too small taunt. On live television, with commentators chuckling in disbelief. It was like watching someone get dunked on in 4K and then politely asking, "Would you like some more?" And don't get it twisted, this wasn't just your usual trash talk, this was humiliation. You had commentators barely holding in their laughter as Reese bricked layups, got blocked, and got worked over possession after possession. There was a moment she missed 2 close-range shots in one sequence, and the booth just lost it. That's how bad it was. Neutral announcers couldn't keep a straight face. How do you bounce back from that? You don't. You take your L, you regroup, and you hopefully learn something. But the way Reese reacted after the game, that's the real red flag. Because just when it looked like the worst was over, Candace Parker showed up. The WNBA legend, 3-time champion, 2-time MVP, walking Hall of Famer, went on her podcast Post Moves and gave Angel Reese an honest evaluation. And by honest, I mean brutal. She ranked Reese in the C tier of WNBA players, not because she hates her, not out of jealousy, but because Reese isn't there yet.
Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year.
According to Parker, Reese is good at one thing, offensive rebounding. But she doesn't yet have the skill set to be a top offensive weapon or a defensive anchor for a playoff team. Candace literally asked, "What player are you taking Angel Reese over?" And when the room went silent, that said it all. So how did Angel take this constructive criticism? Did she hit the gym? Watch film? Silence the doubters by elevating her game? Nope. She tweeted this: "Clout is one hell of a drug."
And Angel Reese is there saying clout is one hell of a drug. Clout is one hell of a drug.
Let that sink in. A 22-year-old rookie calling a 3-time champ a clout chaser because she gave a realistic breakdown of her game.
What I'm going to talk about today, which two main topics for today's program. I don't know why my kids turned off the air conditioning.
Then Reese reposted a meme suggesting everyone was just jealous of her beauty, money, and fame. Like, really? You're catching strays on national TV, your team's getting smacked weekly, and this is your takeaway? Reese might be the queen of double-doubles, but she's also becoming the queen of deflection. And when Candace Parker, one of the most respected voices in the game, speaks the truth, you don't clap back with sass. You clap back with better basketball. Let's keep it real. Double-doubles don't mean squat when you're getting torched by 17 points. Putting up empty stats while your team sinks is like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. The water's rising, and Angel's out here polishing her rebounding numbers. You want to talk about impact? Look at Caitlin Clark. Her stats translate to wins. Her teammates improve around her. The Fever went from irrelevant to playoff contenders. Reese? Her squad is dead last in the standings, and her individual performances haven't moved the needle one bit. Meanwhile, Clark's entire presence is changing the WNBA. Ratings are up, attendance is up, media coverage sky high. That's what happens when you play the right way and win the right way. And it's not just Parker. Across the league, veterans are watching Reese with a raised eyebrow. They see the drama, the TikToks, the clapbacks, the lack of maturity. They don't see leadership. They don't see hustle on defense. They don't see someone carrying their team when the going gets tough. Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Stewart, Aja Wilson, these are the women setting the standard. You think they're worried about who said what on social media? Nah, they're chasing rings, not retweets. Reese needs to ask herself one question. Does she want to be famous or great? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Chicago Sky are imploding. And no, it's not just Angel Reese's fault, but she's not helping either. The franchise thought it could reload this season, bringing in veterans like Marina Mabrey, trading future draft picks, and banking on young stars like Reese and Camila Cardoso. But guess what? That plan has completely backfired. They gave up their 2025 first-round pick to get players they thought would turn things around. Instead, they're sitting near the bottom of the standings, watching the Washington Mystics, led by rookies, dominate them on national TV. Coach Teresa Weatherspoon has been trying to steady the ship, but even she looks lost on the sidelines. There's no identity, no defense, no leadership. And it all trickles down from a young core that's not ready to win now, despite all the media hype. Let's be honest. Angel Reese's PR team is undefeated. She's built a brand around being bold, brash, and unbothered. The lashes, the TikToks, the tweets, the drama, it's all curated to perfection. But here's the truth. The WNBA isn't a high school popularity contest. At this level, you either win or you get exposed, and Angel's been getting exposed a lot lately. She's called herself the most influential player in women's basketball. But influence without results gets old fast, especially when you're losing to rookies and missing the playoffs by a mile. This league has been around for nearly 3 decades. It's built on grit, consistency, and winning. Players like Tamika Catchings, Sylvia Fowles, Sue Bird, those are legends. And they earned it through dominance on the court, not trending hashtags. This latest loss to the Mystics wasn't just a bad game, it was a microcosm of everything wrong with the Reese era in Chicago. Too much talk, not enough grind. You had Shakira Austin flexing on her, Citron dancing through the lane, Kiki Iriafen dominating the boards, and through it all, Angel Reese stayed stuck in second gear, still putting up her predictable 20 and 10 while giving up 30 on the other end. That's not leadership. That's not star power. That's not Caitlin Clark. Because here's the hard truth. Clark's not just putting up numbers. She's winning games. She's changing teams. She's shifting the league. Meanwhile, Reese is chasing clout and box scores. It's starting to happen, and she feels it. The same fans who once flooded social media with support are now asking hard questions. Why doesn't Angel play defense? Why does the Sky lose every time she plays? Why is she more active on Twitter than in the paint? You scroll through the replies to her latest post and it's brutal. Double-doubles don't matter when you're minus 15 on the floor? Where's the impact? Caitlin Clark is changing the game while you're chasing beef. Even some Reese defenders are starting to get quiet, because there's only so long you can defend someone when the scoreboard keeps exposing them. And that scoreboard? It's been screaming for weeks. We need to address the obvious. The Caitlin Clark shadow. No matter what Angel Reese says or tweets, she will be compared to Clark. That's what happens when your most famous moment is taunting her in the NCAA Finals. You connected your legacy to hers forever. And right now, that comparison is not going well. Clark has brought the Indiana Fever back to life. Sold-out crowds, record-breaking ratings, actual wins. Reese? She's selling headlines and losing games. You do the math. One is revolutionizing the league, the other is still trying to prove she belongs. Let's circle back to Candace Parker. When Parker said Reese was a C-tier player, it wasn't an attack. It was a warning, a challenge, a gift. She could have stayed quiet, let Reese float in her bubble of hype and empty stats. But Parker chose to be real, to say what everyone else in the league is thinking but too afraid to say out loud. You want to be great? Then earn it. That's what Candace was saying. And instead of listening, Angel Reese logged onto Twitter and played the victim. Again. Reese isn't a villain. She's not a bust. But she is at a crossroads. She can either stay the course, chasing fame, picking fights, and stacking hollow stats. Or she can humble herself, accept the criticism, and grow into the player we all know she can become. Because the WNBA doesn't need another social media star. It needs winners, leaders, ballers. The fans have seen through the smoke now. They're not falling for the double-double mirage. They want to see results, defense, impact, championships. And if Angel Reese can't deliver that, the league will move on without her. Let's end this with a little contrast. Caitlin Clark faced criticism too. People doubted her defense, her size, her decision-making. She heard it all. But instead of firing back with petty tweets, she let her game speak. She put her head down, worked harder, and elevated the people around her. And now, she's on pace to become one of the most impactful rookies in league history. That's the model. That's the blueprint. That's how you silence the haters and earn respect from legends like Candace Parker. So here's the final question. Will Angel Reese finally stop talking and start hooping? Or will she become the league's loudest cautionary tale?